Hey there, crafty friends. It's Tina the Scrappin' Rabbit, and it is time for a release hop for the 7 Kids Craft Store. This is our last release, and I'm excited to share with you this adorable card that I created. There are 3 stamp sets being featured this month, and the first one here is Fairy Winter Dance, featuring these adorable little fairies, and it's so cute sentiments. And how cute is that little bunny? I just adore her. The next set is the Winter Fun Fairies, and here you have these little fairies on these winter sleds with the little mice and the fox. So super cute. And then the last set is the Feeling Frosty, and this one here is my favorite and the stamp set that I'm going to use to feature my project today. How cute are these adorable little animals? And I'm sad that this is my last project for the team, but I am excited to share this with you, and I really hope that you enjoy my video and the card that I created. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is stamp and emboss the images. For those of you who like to watch my videos, you know that this is something that I really enjoy doing. And using the stamp tool is a perfect way to get so many images stamped at once. I prepare my paper using an anti-static powder tool, and then using the VersaFine black ink, I'm going to go ahead and get those images stamped on my paper. I like to use clear embossing powder. And so I'm going to go ahead and get my images covered with that, and then heat my tool up nice and hot before I go ahead and get all of that powder melted. Then I'll be ready to go ahead and use my Copics to color up these images. Now I did color up several images, so I'm just going to share one of those with you on the video today, otherwise the video would be way too super long. So I'm going to share one of my favorite images, which is this adorable little owl. The dark color that I'm using there is E59, and then I'll go ahead and blend it out with the E57, and then the E25. Starting from the outside of the face, going towards the center, the inside of the wings going towards the outside, and then I'll blend that out using the E23. Once I get some good coverage on there, I'm going to go ahead and grab a light color, the E11, to just kind of blend out some of those lines that I have there on the head. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact layering, building up that color, and then also adding some more contrast as well. This little owl has a lot of cute little details and was so much fun to color up. For the face and for the front of the owl, I'm going to use my E40s, starting with the E42, blending then out with the E41, and then the lightest color in that mix is going to be the E40. This is one of my favorite combinations for little critters. Now that I have those 3 colors in there, I'll go ahead and finish out the front of the owl there and the tips of the wings. And then go in there with a second layer of that color. Again, adding some more contrast, building up that color, and making it a lot deeper and more rich. Blending out again, and then going to that E40 for that final blend. For his little beak, I started out with the Y28, didn't quite like that, so I blended that out with the YR23, and then for the cheeks I'm going to use the R20 and then blend it out with the E41. Here are all the images that I colored, and then I cut them out using my Scan and Cut. I forgot to add the little white space, so cut right up against the line. But that's okay, I'm going to just go with it, and using some white acrylic paint, I've got these ready to go to add some snow because I'm going to make a little winter scene. The trees are from the Christmas Kids stamp set, and I've used those on past projects, and I wanted to add some of those in my background. I did take some Post-it tape to cover up the little faces because I wanted to make sure that I did not get any paint on their little nose and eyes. Now for my card panel, I'm using the Mama Elephant slim window dressings as well as the other slim dies, and I cut out this scalloped frame, which is one of my favorite things from that die set, And then I cut out 3 panels that are going to create a snowbank. So one to the left, one to the right, and then one going across the middle there in the front. And that gives you an idea of how I'm going to layer that. For the ink blending, I am going with 4 different colors, the Salty Ocean being my darkest. Then I'll blend that out with the peacock feathers. So using that Salty Ocean, I'm going to go ahead and go along just the very edge of that and blend it out with the peacock feathers. I'm using a light hand, but I do want to have a contrast in color, and I'm trying to go dark to light. I've used this blend before on a past project, and I really like the way that it turned out. The next color I'm going to use is the Broken China, and that's going to be my 3rd layer for my blend. And already you can see that kind of ombre look starting to form. The last color is the Tumbled Glass, which is the lightest color. And so I'm being pretty generous with that because that's the color that I want to meet up with my snowbank. Now doing a 2nd layer I find really helps to make those colors pop a little bit more, and I just like the way that it looks. I'm only going to do 2 layers. If you wanted deeper colors, you could also go in for a 3rd. So after that Broken China's in there, I'm going to blend that out with the Tumbled Glass, and then I should be good to go for my background panel. And it dries a little bit different. It looks darker initially, but it will dry a little softer. So here I'm going to add a little water splatter and then lift some of that color up using a paper towel, and that's going to give little snow droplets. And I'm also going to water down a little bit of that acrylic paint to go ahead and splatter some of the same snow that I did on the little critters and the tree stump. I just love the way that white acrylic paint looks for snow. I'm going to let that dry for a few minutes, and then now it's time to figure out where I'm going to put my sentiment. So I'm just going to lay some of the critters across just to kind of give myself an idea of what the card's going to look like, and then that way I can figure out where would the best place be to put the sentiment. And I want to use the sentiment that comes with the stamp set, so I figured that little spot there in the sky is going to work. So once I have that figured out, I'm going to go ahead and get my stamp tool out again and prepare it to go ahead and stamp using my anti-static powder tool to keep it from sticking to the ink. Then I will go ahead and use my VersaFine black ink again, and using my clear embossing powder, the same thing I'm going to do is heat that up and melt it so that it is ready to go. Using some liquid glue, I'm going to go ahead and adhere the 3 layers that I cut out for my snowbank. I'm not going to glue the top end of those snowbanks because I am going to be tucking the trees underneath there. I do like to use liquid glue for my layers. I feel like they are more permanent that way, and that it lasts a lot longer than when you use the double-sided adhesive. So I'm just tucking those little trees into the background, and that's just kind of setting the stage for my little scene. I know that I want to have that little trunk there be the center of attention there, and I want the animals to pop up a little bit, so I did add some foam adhesive, and in some cases I added just a little bit of cardstock so that it could match the layers of the snowbank, popping the little owl up on top. And I also like to add a little bit of liquid glue to the foam tape as well, just because I feel like it's going to make it be a little bit more permanent. Now I'm just adhering the little critters, and the card is coming together pretty quickly. And I love the way that little cardinal looks sitting on the deer's back. I'll go ahead and glue that top panel onto my card base. And to finish it off, I'm going to go ahead and add some little iridescent sequins to look like little snowflakes. And I do like to use the art glitter glue for that. I feel like it does last a lot longer that way. I'm going to get my little Nuvo crystal drops out to outline the snow, to give a little glisten to the snow banks. And I feel like that just makes a nice little finishing touch there. And of course I do like the sparkle to my card. So that is it. That completes my card. I am so thankful to Kelly, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be a design team member for the 7 Kids Craft Store. I hope that you will also check out the other design team members' projects. All the information will be in the description box below. Thanks for participating in this video hop. I really do appreciate all the love and the wonderful comments you guys have left me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye for now.